Tryna roll my weed. Fuck you, man. Stuck a bad bitch talking about I only smoke funk leaf. Throwback nigga, I pull up with the Dutchess. I tell my mama what's so good. Tryna be the only one. Tryna be the only son. You wanna hold a nigga gun and shit.
Daddy wanna ride into the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She's wanna be my seat with the recline. Is it just because I am? She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Just because I am the only one. Shut as you trees, she stay with the streets. I'm smoking the weed, that's sour D, she on her knees. She know what it bad was. I'm in the car, popping a bra, she smoking the weed. Shawty wanna pull up, saying that she not a bimbo when she ride on 4 Giotto. They wanna ride into the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one?
Ride around my side of town, girl, you know it's going down. You crazy. You just like to drive the boat, get dope, and stay wavy. You're a fucking trees. You're a fucking trees. You are for the street. Killer shot, she busted up like Selena. Ass bitch, she looking like she Trina. She only a beginner. You don't faze me. You fucking crazy. You ain't don't. You don't.
Daddy wanna ride into the morning sun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She drive the boat, tryna smoke while she hold my gun. Tryna tell me love you are the only one. She's wanna be my seat with the recline, even though she be fine, hit her with a decline. Is it just because I am the only one? She's wanna be my seat with the recline.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know I was muted. I didn't know I didn't know I was muted this whole time. Yeah, thank you for letting me know I was muted. I gotta stop muting myself. Welcome to the check-in report. We're in the building regardless. We are in the building. We are in the building tonight. And salute to Super Darius for letting me know I was muted. Thank you, Super Darius, for letting me know I was muted. Welcome to the check-in report. Today's topic, we will be talking about Ricky Smiley licking the boots of the political left and lashing out at black people for not supporting Kamala Harris. Now, if you don't know who Ricky Smiley is, some people may not know who he is. He is a comedian. He's been in certain movies like First Sunday with Ice Cube and who was in that movie? Was it Mike Epps? I think it was Ice Cube and Mike Epps did First Sunday. Oh, no. First Sunday was Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan, and Cat Williams was in that movie. Ricky Smiley was the brother in the dress. Okay. And listen, before we even start the show, I want to say condolences to Ricky Smiley. I don't want to kick in the back of him all the way, man. You know, he's dealt with loss in his life. I believe he lost one of his sons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. Because I do want to give the brother condolences because, you know, listen, man, you don't know what people could be going through. I just want to say, you know, condolences to him for you know, he did lose a loved one. I just want to make sure that's true what I'm saying. Let's make sure. I just want to do you know, just want to make sure grievance. Yeah, he lost one. He lost one of his sons. Condolences to Ricky Smiley, man. Condolences to him, man. I mean, condolences in order, man. It's sad. It's sad, man. And you know, but why is Ricky Smiley doing this? Why is he? And let's just be real. Let's just be real. And listen, I'm gonna handle this with you know, I'm not gonna go too hard on this brother, right? Because I do think that, you know, that he represents what a lot of black people have been going through in these neighborhoods, you know, in terms of supporting the political left. Black people have been supporting the political left for over 50 years. They don't know no better. They don't know a better way. All they know is to support the political left. You know, I'm sure he voted for Barack Obama. I'm sure he voted for Bill Clinton back in the day. He's been voting Democrat his whole life. He doesn't know any other way. But these people are hurting the black community. These people are hurting our communities, our neighborhoods. And Ricky Smiley, when you stand next to these people, you're hurting the black community. You're hurting the black vote when you support the Democrats. I got to be honest with you, Ricky Smiley. Somebody said, can you define the political left? The Democrats, liberals, politicians that use pronouns. How about that? Is that a good definition for you, sir? Politicians that use pronouns. That's what I define as the political left. But in any event, Tavis, I keep saying Tavis Smiley, Ricky Smiley, you know, supporting the political left to the extent of lashing out at black people for not supporting the political left and Kamala Harris. He went on a tirade. He went on just, you know, unfiltered, unabashed, bashing black people for not supporting Kamala Harris. There's a reason why we're not supporting Kamala Harris, Ricky Smiley.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You know, black people didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, we don't care that she's, you know, a quarter black or not even black. Because I don't think she's black. I still don't think she's black. But we didn't just wake up one day and just say, no, we're not supporting Kamala Harris. No, Ricky Smiley. People have seen this woman's track record. People have heard this woman's rhetoric. And it's a rhetoric that's very anti-black, Ricky Smiley.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
It's a rhetoric that's very anti-black. It's a rhetoric that is not for the agenda of black people or black community or black voters. And that's why black people are not voting for her, Ricky Smiley. That's it. That's what it is in a nutshell. So, you know, he went on this unfiltered, unabashed rant clapping at black people. And another thing that people have to realize is that, black people are not a monolith. We're not a monolith. All black people don't have to vote Democrat. All black people don't have to vote, Republican. Let black people decide who they want to vote for. In my opinion, this is just my humble opinion, black people have been voting for Democrats for over 50 years. We have nothing to show for it. We have nothing to show for supporting 100% Democrats for 50 years. We have nothing to show for it. So we can continue to vote for them and have nothing to show for it. Or we could sit on our votes until they do something. Or we could take meetings with the conservative right wings. Can we not? That sounds like a good idea to me. And black people are tired of being used. We're tired of being used by the political left. We're tired of being, led amok, ran astray, bamboozled. We're tired of it. How many times are we going to show up for the political left and they spit in our faces and have rhetoric like this?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So why are we voting for you? Why are we supporting you? Why do you deserve the black vote if you won't work for us? Make it make sense, Ricky Smiley. Black people have a reason not to support her, a reason not to vote for her, a reason not to come out and support this woman. Locking up black men like hotcakes, packing them up in the prisons like sardines. Even when it came to another man, the man was on death row. I talked about this yesterday. A man on death row when she was a prosecutor. The man had evidence that could release him from prison. They found evidence that pretty much told the story that he was an innocent man sitting on death row. Instead of Kamala Harris, the big-time prosecutor, instead of her having the humanity, the compassion, the love in her heart, this woman decided to be a demon and say, no. Oh, he was too late filing his appeal. We can't take this new evidence. We got to let him sit on death row a little bit longer. That's what she did. So let's get into Ricky Smiley. And, listen, man, I think that this is just my opinion. I think that in Ricky Smiley's heart, in his heart, he probably believes that Kamala Harris is the right choice. I don't want to kick this brother's back in all the way, all right? I don't want to kick his back in all the way, all right? And again, I want to say condolences to him for losing his son. I'm sure he's been dealing with a lot right now. But Ricky Smiley, we don't want you doing this, brother. A lot of entertainers, let's just be honest, a lot of entertainers are being used by the political left. A lot of entertainers are being used like they've always been. If truth be told, they've always been used by the political left. We don't want you going out like that, Ricky Smiley. Please, brother, please. We don't want you going out like that. But in any event, let's get into his thoughts and what he was saying in terms of on his radio show. And I just want to combat some of the things that he was saying on his radio show. He went on a full rant. Let's get into that.
News headlines, entertainment, sports.
Get into it.
Page on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 24 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Here's what's happening in news. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota held their first joint campaign rally together in Philadelphia.
So this is when they came out in Philadelphia together. This was around that time. And if we're gonna be real, like, let's be honest. I think the Democrats dropped the ball. I think that Tim Walz is a terrible VP selection. I said this before in another stream. I said that the Democrats want to show everybody or showcase to everyone that they're the party of the future. They're the progressive party. They're the daring party. They're the party of just just a party that is forward thinking. I think that they should have gotten maybe possibly a black VP, possibly a Hispanic VP, possibly maybe an indigenous VP. If you're the party of the future, why did you decide to select this old Tom Hill white man? Let's be honest, Tim Walz looked like he's one of the Mar-a-Lago golf club attendee. Doesn't Tim Walz look like he belongs on the Mar-a-Lago golf course? Tim Walz doesn't look very progressive. He just reminds me of just the old time of America. That same old racism, same old oppression. Tampon Timmy is not the face of of progression. Why couldn't Kamala select somebody that was black to be her VP? Maybe a woman to be her VP. Here you are the first. Here you are running to be a female president. Why not go all in on the female vote and get a female VP? Why not even take it a step further or get a black man to be your VP? A Hispanic man to be your VP? Tim Walz, he's not very progressive. He's just an old white man. Respectfully, no disrespect to him. But he looked like he worked for the car dealership. Yeah, but back to it. Let's get back into it.
Yeah. Kamala Harris praised Walz going down his list of titles from coach to congressman and even military veteran. She ended his introduction, Ricky, saying, and in 91 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by another name, Vice President of the United States. Are you excited about Tim Walz? I already know the answer to that question.
Always.
Why are you excited about Tim Walz? Ricky Smiley, as a black man in America, remember, Tim Walz is governor of Minnesota. How many black people in Minnesota? I'm not saying that they're not any, but how many black neighborhoods in Minnesota? This man Tim Walz is not equipped to deal with black people. Being the governor of Minnesota. So what that tells me is this is not a man that even knows about our agendas. What we're looking for a Kamala Harris to have, for us to get out of a Kamala Harris, a president, a run. What do you have to be excited for Tim Walz? Are you trying to get free tampons for your son? Everybody's calling him Tampon Timmy. If you don't know Tim Walz, he's the one who gave out free tampons to all public schools in Minnesota. If you don't know about him, I heard he was the Oprah of giving out tampons to teenage boys. You get a tampon. You get a tampon. You get a tampon. Tampon Timmy. Tim Walz. What do black people have to be excited for a Tim Walz VP? What do we got to be excited for? There is nothing appealing coming out of the Democratic Party. Let's be honest. If anybody has anything to say, if you have anything to add to the discussion, put it in a super chat. Put it in a super chat. I would love to hear what you guys have on your minds, what you guys are thinking. Put it in a super chat. We put respect on the donors here. We read all donations. I put respect on the donors. So if you have anything to add to the discussion, please put it in a super chat. But what do black people have to be excited for my Kamala Harris, Tim Walz election? What do we have to be excited for? Remember, Ricky Smiley has a black radio show. His audience is 99% black. What do black voters have to get excited for? Kamala Harris has already pledged not to do anything for black people. Did she not?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
She's already pledged not to do anything for us, not to work on our agendas, not to incentivize us, not to do anything. So what are we looking at, Timmy boy? Tampon Timmy. What are we excited for to have him in the White House? Black people don't need free tampons. We can afford our own damn tampons, Tampon Timmy. And listen, you have to watch some of these entertainers, bro. A lot of these entertainers, they are bought and sold by the political left. A lot of them have received bags. A lot of them have received checks by the political left, really to just sell out the black community. Ricky Smiley has been a black man his whole life. He knows the pain and the sorrows and the struggles of the black experience in America. And instead of using his voice and telling Kamala, I am an influencer, I am a radio show host, I have an audience. If you want the black vote, Kamala, you are going to have to incentivize us. That's what Ricky Smiley should be using his platform to say and to do, not to lick the boots of the political left. Stop licking the boots of the political left. Stop licking their boots. Stop licking their boots, Ricky Smiley. Kamala has already pledged not to do anything for the black vote. So what are we voting for her? Why are we supporting her? And we damn sure don't have nothing to be excited from a Tim Walz getting in there, giving out free tampons. 100% absorption, Let's get back into it.
What excites you the most about him?
What excites you the most about having Tim Walz in the White House, Ricky Smiley? What excites you the most? I can't wait to hear this.
Just that he's just a regular, like he reminds you of your high school principal. He
reminds you of your high school principal. That's what you're excited for? Ricky Smiley, you're talking to an audience of black people. They can't pay their groceries. They're having a hard time paying their rent. They're having a hard time putting gas in their cars. And you talking about, I like Tim Walz because he reminds me of a high school principal. Ricky Smiley, we don't want sloppy joes. Remember in school when they used to, remember Pizza Fridays? Black people don't need Pizza Fridays. We need, black people aren't trying to, study for the Regents exam, the SATs. We need things that are going to incentivize the black community. And Tampon Timmy ain't that. He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna move for our incentives. Let's get back into it. Let's get back. I think that's madness, that what he just said. Let's get back into it.
Remind you of your high school football coach, and he was.
He reminds you of your high school football coach. This is what this man is saying, that he's excited to have Tim Walz in the White House, because he reminds him of a principal or a high school football coach. This is what the Democratic left is doing to black people. Bootlicking, you know, getting the heel of that boot, getting the shaft of that boot. They get inside, they stick, they damn near tongue kissing the inside of that boot. Most people, when they go into an election, hear me out, most people, like white people, when they go into an election and they see a candidate, they say, you know what? I like this candidate because I like their agendas. I like what they stood for. I like, you know, the things that they did. You know, I like what they fought for. I like the things that they're speaking of. Ricky Smiley likes Tim Walz because he reminds him of a high school coach. This is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
The football coach that led his team to a national.
What does that got to do with the black vote? I don't care that Tim Walz was a high school coach. I don't care that he took the high school football team to state. I don't care that he gave out free tampons to all the boys on the high school football team. What is he gonna do for the black community? Because if it's nothing, just say he's not going to do nothing. If he's not going to do nothing, if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are not going to do nothing, just say they're not going to do nothing. You over here talking, you can't even find things. You can't even tell me things that you like about this man. You can't say that, oh, I like Tim Walz because, you know, the agendas that he's talking about. He's talking about, you know, doing this and doing that when he gets in office. You're not even telling us that. You're telling us that you like him because he reminds you of a high school football coach. That's what's making you go to the polls? That's what's making you run to the booth? That's what's galvanizing your vote, Ricky Smiley, that he reminds you of a high school football coach? Madness.
Not national, but to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He stand up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota.
None of this is, he's not, remember, Ricky Smiley has a black audience. He's a black radio show host, you know? His audience is about 90% black. And it speaks volumes to how the Democrats use black celebrities. Because they know Ricky Smiley, he probably has a bunch of baby boomers listening to him, black baby boomers. Couple of millennials that are listening to him, and they use people like Ricky Smiley to talk to those individuals to get them out to vote. But what are you voting for, Ricky Smiley? Black people should be voting because a candidate is going to do something for them. A candidate is going to work towards their agendas. Every other race of people is moving like that. Every other race is voting because, they're expecting to be incentivized, whether it be the LGBTQ, whether it be the European Jewish community, whether it be the immigrant class, whatever community that you can think of, they're all voting to be incentivized. You're trying to convince black people to vote just because Tim Walz reminds you of a high school coach. He reminds you of a gym teacher. He reminds you of the janitor in high school. He reminds you of the math teacher, the substitute. This is why you want black people to vote for Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. Not that they're going to do something for the black community. Not that they're going to do something for the black neighborhoods. Not that they're going to give them reparations. Not that they're going to work on a hate crime bill, but because Tim Walz reminds you of a high school gym coach. Madness. Let's continue. And again, if you want to be a part of the discussion, hit that like button and put a donation in the channel.
Darkness and silence through the night.
I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Put it in the super chat.
What a thrill.
It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button.
And I'll melt into you.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back into it, though.
Which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her.
Let me run that back. He said he's sick of the black people saying that they're not with her. You heard Ricky Smiley? I'm going to run it back. He said that he's sick of black people saying that they're not with her. Let's run that back one more time. One
of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her.
Why are you sick, Ricky Smiley? Why are you sick that black people are not rocking with Kamala Harris?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Why are you sick?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Oh, you big mad because black people aren't supporting a woman with rhetoric like this?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You got your panties in a bunch because black people decided to say, no, we're not going to go for another 4 years of this nonsense.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You got mad because black people said, you know what? She is not for us. She is not working for us. We're not voting for her this year.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You mad because black people have woken up from the political left fever dream and they're tired of being taken advantage of by the Democrats?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Black people are tired of being taken advantage of by the political left. And a lot of black people have woken up. They have realized that we have nothing to show for. After 50 years of voting for the political left, we have nothing to show for it. So why are you downing black people for saying, you know what, I've had enough? Haven't you had enough? And it's crazy that it's black people that are rich and famous. It's black people that are not, they're not living the everyday lives of regular black people. They're not in the ghettos. They're not in the hoods. They're not in the projects, not in the inner cities. They don't got to take a bus to work. They're not being racially profiled in their gated white communities as a token black man. But, you sit there in your mansion, in your bourgeoisie lifestyle, and you shame black people for feeling taken advantage of every election season by the political left. Fascinating to me. Let me run that back one more time of him saying that he's mad at black people. He's big mad. He's big mad because black people aren't voting or not supporting Kamala Harris.
His state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her.
Why are you mad? Would you, as a black person, any black people in the building tonight? We got 200 people in the building. Salute to everybody in the building. Would you vote for somebody who had this type of rhetoric?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Would you vote for someone who has already pledged not to do anything specifically for black people?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
And remember, Kamala Harris, the Democrats, the political left, they do things specifically for the LGBTQ, do they not?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
They do things specifically for the immigrant class, do they not? They put them up in high-rise hotels, give them credit cards, do they not?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
They do things specifically for the European Jewish community, do they not? They're sending over $1 billion to Israel, are they not?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
They do things specifically for the Asian community, do they not? The Asian hate crime bill?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
But when it comes to black people, this is the rhetoric.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
And you're mad at black people, Ricky Smiley?
Fire! 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 Fire!
You're mad? You're aggy? That black people are tired of being taken advantage of by the political left? They're tired of licking boots? Licking bootstraps, licking heels? Again, if you have something to add to the discussion, if you have anything to add to the discussion, to the dialogue, hit me on the super chat. We put respect on donors. We put respect on the donors here. So put it in the super chat. You know, we put respect on all the donors. Let's get back into what he's saying. He's big mad at black people for not voting or supporting Koala Bear Harris.
Would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump.
Why does that mean that just because you don't support Kamala, or aka Koala, aka the Prince of Camelot, come a million, you come and go, Kamala Harris. Why does that mean just because you don't support Kamala that you automatically support Trump? Why is that? I think that that's absolutely false. I think that's a misnomer. If you don't support Kamala Harris, you just don't support her.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
You don't support her because you don't support her rhetoric.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
You don't support her because she threw a bunch of innocent black men in jail.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
You don't support her because she let a man sit on death row where there was evidence that could have freed him.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
You don't support her because she is not working on behalf of black people in their best interests and their agendas.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
That's why black people are not supporting her. Just because you don't support Kamala doesn't mean that automatically means that you support Trump. I don't support Trump. I don't support Kamala. I don't support neither. Neither one has yet to talk about my issues and the things that I want to talk about. I have not heard a discussion on reparations. I have not heard a discussion on a hate crime bill that black people and black citizens can benefit from. I have not heard about building infrastructure in inner city communities. These are the things that are going to perk my ears up as a black voter. And until I hear these things and my incentives are met, I will not be voting for neither one. So just because you don't support Koala Bear Harris doesn't mean that that automatically makes you a Trump supporter. You just don't support Kamala Harris. You don't rock with her. You don't rock with her agenda. You don't rock with the things she's running for. You don't rock. Why is it? Why is it? Why is it that she said this?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Like I said, every other community is incentivized. Every other community gets incentivized. Don't think that when you're asking for reparations or you're asking for a hate crime bill or you're asking for whatever in terms of the black interest or the black agenda, that you don't have a right to ask for that. The LGBTQ, they ask for things. The Asian community, they ask for things. The immigrant class, they ask for things and they get incentivized for asking. But when black people collectively come together and they say, this is what we want. This is what we want agenda-wise. This is what we want you to push. This is what we want you to work on. They try to make us feel like we can't ask for things, that they can't work towards our interests, our agendas. And me personally, I'm tired of the Democrats spitting in our faces. Kamala Harris spit in black voters' faces when she had Meg Thee Stallion get on that stage and shake her ass. She spit in your faces. When she had Quantavious stand on that stage, and instead of talking about, building infrastructures in our neighborhoods, instead of talking about a hate crime bill that could have protected someone like Sonia Massey, or talk about reparations, they gave Quavo a script and they said, listen, Negro, we want you to get on stage and talk about gun violence. They handed him a script. And they spit in our faces every election season. Most black people didn't even know Kamala Bear Harris was black until election season started rolling around. We'd never heard of that. So black people should be mad. Black people should not be supporting her. We have no reason to support her because she doesn't support us.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
And if you've ever saw that clip, that audio clip that I keep playing, if you haven't saw that clip, she had like a bop to it. Did y'all see that video? She was bopping around in the chair. I ain't going to do nothing for black people. Bopping in the chair, she was sashaying with the weave, with the silk press in her hair, bobbing back and forth. I ain't gonna do nothing for black people. Bopping in the chair back and forth. You gotta watch it. The audacity to say this to black people and then say that they should be voting for you. The audacity.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
The audacity to say that and then expect black people to come and vote for you. The audacity.
Y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media.
Block them for what? For having a brain?
What a thrill.
Block them for using their brain? Block them for feeling offended at her rhetoric? Block them because they're tired of being used by the Democratic left? See, that's what the Democrats want. The Democrats want us to be dumb and to be docile and just to come to the to voting polls and just vote for them. Don't ask questions. Don't ask for anything incentivized. Don't expect anything. Just vote Democrat. That's what they want. And for the greater half of 50 years, that's what black people have done. But a lot of black people are coming out of that and realizing that the Democrats have used them. And what have the Democrats been working on? I'll tell you what the Democrats have been working on. There's a reason why they're flooding this country with immigrants. There's a reason why they're flooding all these sanctuary cities with immigrants. They're trying to give immigrants the right to vote. They are trying to weaken the black vote because they realized that black people are tired of voting for the Democrats and receiving nothing. So the Democrats have cooked up creating an immigrant class that they could give the right to vote and keep them in office for another 50 years. If you're a black voter, you should be offended. You should be very offended at this rhetoric. And you gotta realize that Ricky Smiley is talking to a 90% black audience. He's talking to a 90% black audience, and he's pretty much telling them to be docile when you're going to the voting booth. Be stupid when you go to the voting booth. Don't think about your agendas. Don't think about the price of your groceries. Don't think about, you not being able to pay your rent, pay your mortgage. Don't think about, the fact that you can't, you can't pay any of your bills because the inflation is out of control. Don't think about none of that. Just go to the poll and vote blue. Don't ask questions. Don't expect anything. Just be docile, be dumb, follow, and vote Democrat. Absolutely lunacy. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's continue though.
Stop. Like that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can
Everybody
we be
got to
united
find,
on anything?
Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want to hide.
Huh? Agree on a bucket of chicken? What? Ricky Smiley. What it sounds like to me is you want your voters to be docile when they go to the voting booth. You don't want them to ask questions. You don't want them to ask questions to the political left. Look at how they run that campaign rally. Have any of y'all seen a Kamala Harris? I'm looking at the chat. How many of y'all have y'all seen a Kamala Harris campaign rally? They play a bunch of music. She gets on stage for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes, y'all. Trump speeches be going on for a damn hour. She gets on stage for like 20 minutes, if that. Talks about a bunch of BS that doesn't directly affect the black community, and then expect the black people and the black vote to vote for her. Absolutely lunacy. Absolutely lunacy. Listen, I'm not entertaining anyone in the chat. If you just enjoy the show. I'm not entertaining anyone in the dialogue if that's the case. Yo, if you have anything to add to the dialogue, anything to add to the discussion, put it in the super chat. We put respect on donors here. So if niggas ain't doing it, enjoy the show. We're gonna rock out. Let's hear what Ricky Smiley, because he was talking about a bucket of chicken 5 minutes ago. Let's see what else he's talking about in here.
Hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why?
Black folk get on your nerve because they're using their brain and saying that they don't want to be taken advantage of by the Democrats. That's essentially what black people are doing. They're saying that they don't want to be taken advantage of by the Democrats. They're tired of voting blue and receiving nothing. And I champion a lot of black people that have woken out of that, a Democratic stupor. Voting left, voting Democrat every single year and not receiving anything incentivized, while you're looking at every other community get incentivized. I champion any black person that has come out of that Democratic cult, that liberal cult that they have over there.
Everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and
I haven't seen that. Have any of y'all seen celebrities going at Kamala Harris? I have not seen that. What I've seen is a bunch of Democratic Negroes licking the kneecaps and boots of the political left. That's what I've seen, like I'm seeing now. I didn't see that. I never seen who can anybody tell me who's been going at Kamala? I'm looking at the chat. Who's been going at Kamala? Because I haven't heard of no celebrity. Like, give me the most prominent. Don't give me no Kid Rock. Don't give me a Trumper. Give me like somebody that, you know. I did see what's that man Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport said that he's thinking about voting for Trump. But I didn't see a video on that. I just heard that he was going to vote for Trump. But I'm trying to think of a prominent, like, you know, celebrity that was, dissing the Democratic left or dissing Kamala Harris. I have not seen that. Have any of y'all seen that? Salute to Mother Nature for becoming a member. Salute to Mother Nature. Salute. Thank you, Mother Nature, for becoming a member. Salute. Salute to you. Salute to you. I see you checked in. Thank you for checking in. Salute to Mother Nature. Let's get back into it, though.
And stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you.
Huh? Whoa. Hold on. He's talking about, the fact that, Kamala Harris was throwing black men in jail, stacking them up in jail like sardines. I did a video on that. They said that they told Kamala that that they needed to release some of the prisoners because the prisons where she was being a prosecutor, they were overflowing, they were overpacked, and they needed to get rid of some of the prisoners because it was overcrowded. She decided not to. She said, man, just stack them up like sardines in a cell. Now you got Ricky Smiley talking about, oh, she didn't prosecute you. What are you talking about? What about all the families that had to deal with their loved one being in jail? Sending kites, money, had to worry if their family member was attacked or stabbed or violated in a jail cell. You got to remember, when someone goes to jail, the whole family goes through it. That mother goes through it. That father goes through it. If there's babies involved, the baby goes through it. If it's if he has a girlfriend or a wife, she goes through it because she doesn't have a father for that child. The friends go through it. Everybody goes through it when somebody goes to jail. And you're talking about, oh, Kamala Harris didn't put you in jail. Kamala Harris ain't. What are you talking about? People were affected. Families were affected because this woman wanted to further her career. Remember, a prosecutor's job is to get convictions. It's not about getting justice. It's not about getting the truth. It's not about none of that. It's about convictions. It's about creating more slaves for the prison industrial system. That's what her job was. That's what her job was. But he's saying, oh, Kamala Harris ain't put you in prison. Kamala Harris she ain't prosecute you. What are you talking about? All these people suffered. All these families suffered because of Kamala Harris. Should they not be mad? Should they not feel away?
And all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated.
She did. She did treat them bad. We watched the video yesterday. The video yesterday talked about how she was throwing black men in jail for minor drug infractions, y'all. Minor drug infractions. Little bit of weed, little bit of cocaine on them, nothing crazy. It wasn't like somebody had, 20 kilos. Oh, Kamala Harris is not, she's not woman enough to go after those people. She want to hassle the little nickel and dimers, the dude on the corner with a little bit of crack on him, probably a user. or the dude on the street with a little bit of marijuana on him, again, probably a user, she wants to hassle those people. She wants to give those people a hard time. Salute to Mother Nature, the new member. She gave a $20 donation. Salute to Mother Nature with a $20 donation. Salute to her. Mother Nature says, this has to stop. We are not dumb people. We can see and hear. I want a black woman to be a president. She is not it. She has no black history. She can't relate to you. That is an absolute Snapple fact. That's an absolute fact, Mother Nature. That's an absolute fact. This is not a black woman. This woman is less than 25% black. 25% black. Let's do the math. Since she loves Venn diagrams, the little intersecting circle. Since she loves Venn diagrams, let's conduct our own Venn diagram. Kamala Harris. Your father is not 110% Jamaican. He is not. We've done our research. Your father, in actuality, was biracial himself. Was he not? Kamala Harris, your father was half black. Your father's father was a white man. Was he not? And your father's mother was a Jamaican woman. So in actuality, your father's biracial. He was not a full-blooded Jamaican bad boy, bad man, yard man. It was not a full-blooded yard man. Buck a shot. He wasn't drinking Red Stripes. He was more so drinking PBRs on a Friday night. But her father was half white. That man had a relationship with an Indian woman, a full-blooded Indian woman, and they conceived Kamala Harris. How does that make you a black woman? You're damn sure not a foundational black woman. That's for damn sure. You're not a foundational black woman. But how does that make you a black woman when your father's biracial? That's 50%. He has a child with an Indian woman, full-blooded Indian. That makes you 100% black woman? The math is not mathing to me. It's not mathing to me. In all essence, listen, women learn their values. They learn their values. They learn how to be a woman from their mother. Do they not? And her mother was an Indian woman. And when you hear her speak about her family, you hear her talk about her grandfather on her mother's side. You hear her champion her mother's family. You don't necessarily hear her talk about her father's side a lot. You don't hear her do that. And that's for a real reason, because she's not in tune with, Jamaican culture like that. She's not a Jamaican. She's not a gal. She's not a gal. She's not a ting. She's been cosplaying as a black woman for a very long time now. She's been cosplaying as a black woman for a very long time. And, let's just say this. She's the Rachel Dolezal of politics, in my opinion. She's the Rachel Dolezal of politics, in my opinion. She's tricked a lot of people into thinking that she's a black woman. What makes her a black woman? What has she done for black women? It wasn't just black men that she was throwing in jail. I'm sure it was a lot of black women she throwing in jail too. Did any of y'all hear about how she was sending police officers to black parents' homes when their child was late for school or were truant from schools? She was sending white supremacist officers to single black moms' homes just because their kid probably missed a day or two of school. And we're all seeing how white supremacist officers operate. They love to escalate situations. Case in point, Sonia Massey. She was putting black single mothers in danger just because their child missed a couple days of school. You were sending white supremacist officers to those single mothers' homes. Instead of involving a guidance counselor, instead of involving a child psychologist, instead of involving the community into helping that kid, you decided to send a white supremacist officer to regulate. Did you not, Kamala Harris? Fire! 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 Again, salute to Mother Nature for that $20 donation, and salute to Mother Nature for becoming a member. Salute to you, ma'am. Salute to you, ma'am. Let's get back into it.
Treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because
I'm with her. Why are you with her?
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Why are you with her? She's not with us.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
She's not for us.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
She don't come from us. She don't come from us.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
So why are you with her? And he's talking to an remember, he's talking to an all black audience here. He's essentially telling his black audience to just be stupid. Go to the voting poll, vote for this woman. Don't ask any questions. Don't ask the political left for anything. Don't expect or ask to be incentivized. That's essentially what he's telling his black audience to do. That's essentially what he's doing right now and expecting from his black audience. Go out, be docile, just vote to vote. You should be disgusted. Let's continue.
A vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can.
How? If you don't support Kamala and you don't support Trump, that means that you have chosen not to be a part of this election, and that's fine. What's wrong with sitting on your vote? And let me speak to black people. I have to speak to black people on this. This is very important because you have been lied to. You have been lied to by your elders. You have been lied to by black celebrities. You have been lied to. Stop telling black people that you have to vote because your ancestors fought for you to vote. That's a lie. Stop saying that and stop believing that. Your ancestors fought for the right for you to vote, not for you to have the right for you to vote for anybody just because. They were fighting for the right to vote. That doesn't mean that they were fighting for the right to vote Democratic left for the next 50 years. To keep every Democratic candidate in office for the next 50 years. To keep the Democrats in power. To lick the boots of the political left. That's not what they were fighting for. They were fighting for the right to be treated like a human, the right to have the ability to vote, the right. Not the right for you to just go to the poll and vote political left, vote Democrat, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue. That's not what they were fighting for. So I think that a lot of black people need to be told that, because I hear a lot of black people say that when it comes to the election season. Oh, I gotta vote because my ancestors, they fought for me to vote. They fought for me to have this vote. I have to put my vote in because my ancestors did. That's not true. They were fighting for the right to vote, not for the right to vote for Democrats. So stop being taken advantage of. If you decide to sit out this election, then you decide to sit out. It's okay. If you're not feeling galvanized or swayed by a candidate because they haven't worked hard enough, or they're not talking to your issues and your agendas, and they're not trying to incentivize you, then divest from that vote. Don't just vote political left just because you think she's black, so I'm going to vote just because. Vote with a purpose. Vote for a reason. Vote to be incentivized. Vote with an agenda in your hand. You know, stop being taken advantage of. The Democrats have been taking advantage of the black vote for a long time, for decades. We got to stop letting that happen. We got to stop letting that happen on our watch. We have to wake up. We have to smell the coffee. Let's continue.
Vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that?
You're doing that right now. Are you not guilty of that? Are you not guilty of doing that right now, Ricky Smiley? You're shaming black people for not supporting Kamala Harris after she's had this type of rhetoric.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You're guilty of what you're saying that people are doing. You're using your platform to shame black people for not supporting Kamala Harris. Because they feel disgusted. They feel like Kamala Harris spit in their face when she said this in an interview.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
You're guilty of exactly what you're claiming that other celebrities are doing. You're guilty of it. You are a hypocrite, sir. Let's continue.
Same energy for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just...
We keep that same energy for Donald Trump. I'm one of those black men that have kept that energy for Donald Trump. I spoke very eloquently on why I can't vote for Trump. I will not be voting for Trump because he is in favor and he is supporting immunity for police officers. I can't support that as a black man. I can't support police officers having federal immunity. After I seen what happened to Sonia Massey, after what I seen happen to Tamir Rice, after what I seen happen to George Floyd, I can't vote for that. Knowing the history of cops harassing, police brutality, the racial bias, the racial profiling in this country, you think I could vote for that? So we keep that energy for Trump. But that doesn't mean we're going to lick the boots of the political left and Kamala Harris. You, sir, are licking the boots. You, sir, are licking the heels. You, sir, you are tongue-kissing that boot right now. You, sir, are sucking the toes of Joe Biden. That's what you're doing. Why won't you award black people to have the opportunity to have a brain, to think for themselves, to think about who they want to vote for, to see things in real time, like hearing things of Kamala Harris saying, I'm not going to do anything specifically for the black community. And seeing that and say, you know what, if she's not going to work for us, if she's not going to help us, if she's not going to do anything for us, then we're not going to support her. Why can't black people have the ability to think for themselves? Why are you trying to take that away from them? Why are you trying to take that away from them, Ricky Smiley? Do you want black people to just vote aimlessly with no cause, no purpose? Just to go out and vote for the political left, just because, just to go out and vote just to say that you did? Is that why you're saying this to black people? That's what it sounds like to me. Because you're not giving us anything. I have not heard him say anything that black people should specifically be voting for her. Tell us, Ricky Smiley, why we should be voting for Kamala Harris. Tell us why we should be supporting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Let us know.
Just like don't vote for him. It is what it is.
They're not even doing, y'all not even out here doing real research. To look at her.
We are doing the research.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
This woman has pledged not to do anything for the black community. If you're pledging, remember, hold on. Say what you want about Trump. Trump is a criminal. Trump is a sexual deviant. Trump is this. He's a fraudster. He's a felon. He's this. He's that. He's a dictator. You can say all you want about Trump. He did not pledge that he was not going to do anything specifically for the black community. That's a fact. Say whatever you want about Trump. He did not say on a microphone, I am pledging not to do anything for the black community specifically. Kamala Harris specifically said that she will not do anything for the black community. Specifically said that.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Let's play it back a few more times.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
So say what you want about Trump. He hasn't came out and pledged, I'm not doing anything specifically for the black community. She took the time out to say that she wasn't going to do anything for us. She spat in the face of black voters. And essentially said, listen, you're going to come out and vote on election night. You're going to get dressed nice. I'm going to spit in your faces. I'm not going to do anything for you. And be happy you got a half black, half Indian, half white president. Just be happy you got me in office. That's essentially what she said in that interview to me. That's essentially what she said to me. Let's get back to it, though.
A record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done.
Oh, we did that. We looked at her record.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
We looked at her record. I did a video last night talking about her record. How about this, Ricky Smiley? Are you going to talk about, because you must know her record. Let's see how much Ricky Smiley knows. Ricky Smiley, do you know that she let a man stay on death row? The man could have lost his life. New evidence came to release him from that prison that showed that this man was innocent, that showed that this man did not deserve to be on death row. What did Kamala Harris do? She did everything in her power to keep him on death row. Are you going to tell your black listeners that on the radio show? Are you going to tell them that this woman didn't have the humanity, didn't have the compassion? He's a Christian. Ricky Smiley is a Christian man. Christians believe in compassion. They believe in humanity. They believe in forgiveness of your sins, right? This woman didn't have the compassion in her heart, the humanity in her heart, to let a man go from death row when there was proof of his innocence. What's up, Sinclair? I ain't see you in there. What's up to Sinclair? Salute to Sinclair in the building. Salute Sinclair. Sinclair says like, subscribe, turn on the notification. That's an absolute fact. Put some respect on Sinclair's name. But this woman, you know, listen, man. Is Ricky Smiley going to talk about all the black men that she locked up for minor drug infractions? Because he said he knows her record, right? If you know her record, you got to talk about these things. You got to talk about her stacking up prisoners in the prison industrial system, packing them up and stacking them up like sardines. They were complaining that the prisons were overcrowded. They were flooded with inmates. Instead of Kamala Harris having the compassion to say, you know what, we're going to let some of these people free. Some of them are in jail for, you know, small, minor drug infractions and non-violent crimes. Let's let these men free. Let's let them get back into society and, you know, get back and try to change their life. She decided to say no. She petitioned to have fewer prisoners released. And it goes back into what I said before. This woman's job as a prosecutor was to create slaves for the state of California. She was doing her job as a prosecutor to create slaves for the prison industrial system. That's what her job. A prosecutor's job is to get convictions. It's not about justice for the victims. It's not about doing the right thing. It's not seeking the truth. It's to get convictions. And this was an ambitious woman. Kamala, make no mistake, this is an ambitious woman. From prosecutor to DA to senator, all the way to VP. This is an ambitious woman. Make no mistake that she was throwing black men in jail every other week, all to better her career. That's what she did. Let's get back into it.
I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community, or things that black.
Oh, we talked about that too.
What a thrill.
We talked about that too. She had a program, allegedly she had a program that she was running out of her office that was supposed to rehabilitate former prisoners, right? We talked about that. She had a program that she was running out of her office that was supposed to rehabilitate prisoners after they got out of prison. And I asked a question. I asked a very articulate question. You know, I asked a very articulate question. Why have none of the men that was a part of that rehabilitation program, why are none of them at her rallies? Speaking on behalf of her, talking about how that rehabilitation program changed their lives. Why don't we see that? Why do we only see Meg Thee Stallion shaking her ass or Quavo with a Democratic script to talk about gun violence? Why don't we have people from that rehabilitation program speaking on behalf of her? Why we don't see that? Put your thinking caps on. Why we don't see that? I would love to see that. I would love to see that, but we have not seen that as of yet. Are there any success stories that have come out of that rehabilitation program that she was running out of her office? Any success stories? Or do we have a bunch of disgruntled black men and Hispanic men that realize Kamala Harris ruined their lives and ruined their records for forever? I think the latter. Let's continue.
Black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her.
Yes.
We need to stand with her.
Exactly. He's guilty of exactly what he claimed people were doing. He's guilty of it. You claim that celebrities were using their platforms to bash Kamala Harris. You're using your platform to bash black voters and shame them into voting for Kamala Harris. You are charged as guilty, Ricky Smiley. And this is how the Democrats operate, especially like you look at the Roland Martins, you look at the Joy Reids, any Democratic bootlicker, black Democratic bootlicker. This is how they operate. They want to shame you. They want to make fun of you. They want to poke at you into voting for the Democratic left. They don't want to tell you, hey guys, vote for Kamala Harris because she's going to do this, this, and this for the black community. See, that would be too hard to do. Vote for Kamala Harris because she's going to work and she's going to do this, this, and this specifically for the black community. She's going to help us, y'all. That would be too hard for them to do. Instead, the Roland Martins, the Ricky Smileys, the Joy Reids, they'd rather say, you know what? Let's shame these black people into voting for her. Let's shame them. Let's make fun of them. Let's poke at them. Let's pry at them. A lot of them don't want to go out and vote for Kamala Harris. A lot of them are, leaning towards just saying, you know what, I'm going to sit this election season out. I'm not too feeling too hot on the Democrats. They got the country running amok. Inflation is out of control. The price of gas and the cost of living is out of control. I'm not feeling too good about the Democrats this season. They're going with their hearts and what their minds are telling them to do. I'm not rolling with the Democratic left this year. They haven't been doing anything for us. They want to shame you, poke at you, into voting for the Democratic left. That's how they operate. That's how they move. Let's continue.
She's great. She would make a great president.
She would make a great president. How would she make a great president? Ricky Smiley, how would she make a great president? She's been in office for 3.5 years. Has she not? Has she not been in office for 3.5 years? What has she done? Inflation out of control. Price of groceries out of control. Immigrants flooding into the cities, crime. What has she done? Foreign wars going on across the seas, billions of dollars going out of the U.S., going into foreign hands, not going to the citizens, not going to the homeless, not going to our veterans. What has she done? What has she done? What has she done, Ricky Smiley? What has she done? I need to know. What makes this woman qualified for the job? This woman doesn't even have the respect to sit down and talk to a publication, talk to the American people, state her case into why you should vote for her. She doesn't even have the respect to sit down with a CNN, a Fox News, an MSNBC. What makes her right for the job?
And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black woman.
What a blessing! What? What did I tell y'all? What did I tell you? Democratic bootlicking. How is it a blessing? We're on the brink of war. We're on a brink of an economic collapse. And you're talking about it's a blessing to have this woman in the White House. Why? Give me one good reason outside of the point that you think that she's black, which she isn't. Give me one good reason why she would make a good president. This is the stupidity. the stupidity that they want black voters to go to the booth with. I'm showcasing it to you right now. This is the stupidity that they want black voters to go to the booth with. They don't want black people to think about the cost of, the cost of living, the price of their groceries, the gas. They don't want them to think about that. They want them to just to go to the booth just because you might be voting for a woman that's, 19% black. Even though she said that she's not going to work for the incentives of black people.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
They want you to just go to the voting booth and vote for, a Democrat. Not ask any questions. Don't ask for anything. Just go to the voting poll and vote for her. That's what they want. Black people, please get out of the Democratic left. Get out of the party. They think that we stupid. They think we're dumb. They think we like being taken advantage of. Listen, you ain't got to vote for them. I never come on this stream telling people they should vote for Donald Trump. You never heard me say it. Never heard me say it. But I think black people, you need to come out of the Democratic Party. You need to come out of it. They are disrespecting us. They want us to go to the voting poll in our stupor. They want us to go to the voting booth high, drunk on Hennessy, popping mollies, twerking at the booth. Just came out of the club, But with that mental fog, almost like a hangover. That's how they want us to go to the voting poll, and they want us to ultimately pull the lever for the Democratic left. That's how they want us to. They want us to go to the voting poll in our stupor. Black people, you need to wake up. You need to think about the cost of living. You need to think about, the economy. You need to think about, your incentives as a community. You need to think about, is this candidate going to help your community? Are they going to work for you? That's what you need to think about in this election season. And you need to come out of the Democratic left party. Just be an independent. Be an independent. You don't got to be a conservative. You don't got to be a libertarian. You don't got to be any of that. Just be an independent. Because the Democrats are no longer working for your vote. They're not. They're not.
Woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right.
Let me deal with that. Barack Obama is not a black man. Let me say it again. Barack Obama is not a black man. He is not a foundational black man. What the Democratic left did, they found an African from Hawaii. An African from Hawaii with a white mother. And listen, I'm not knocking nobody on how they got here. How you got here is how you got here. Respect to anybody that's biracial. But I'm talking about the fact that, his father was an African from, what was he, from Kenya, something like that? This wasn't a foundational black man. This was an African man from Hawaii. So, let's word it right. Was he the first black president? No. Let's just say he was the first African president. Let's just say, I'm cool with that. He was not a black man. He did not fight for black people. He did not work for black people. He did not work for our incentives. He did not work towards our agenda. He thought that being a president of the world was more important than doing things for black people. He incentivized the LGBTQ community. He incentivized the sugar daddies and the 1%ers that supported his campaign by bailing out big corporation. This was not a black man. My fault. Let's just put that to bed, though. Let's put that to bed. Let's put that to bed.
Right side of history. Be on the right side.
On the right side of history? You're on the wrong side of history if you're voting for Kamala Harris. And listen, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I don't rock with neither one of these candidates, but the reality is one of them are going to have to win. I don't think, personally, I don't think you should vote for neither one. If you know what, if it was up, you know what, I'm not supporting neither one. I'm not supporting neither one. I was gonna say another candidate, not Trump or Kamala, but I was gonna say another candidate. But I'm not supporting none of these candidates. I'm not supporting none of them. None of them. Absolutely none of them. It's just ridiculous. How would you be on the right side of history for a woman that speaks like this?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
There's racist white presidents that we've had, and they haven't even said this.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
That's a fact. We've had some racist, white supremacist presidents that were in charge of this country. And even they haven't had rhetoric like this.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
That's scary to me. So you need to tell me how we're going to be on the right side of history with her.
It's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these.
Again, look, shaming people for having a brain. Shaming people for having their own thoughts and opinions. Shaming people for, listen, do I rock with what Amber Rose did? Do I rock with what she said up there? No. But if that's where her conclusion has left her, if that's what she feels in her heart to vote for the conservative right wing, then that's her thing. Why are you knocking her for having a brain? Why are you knocking her for thinking for herself and not going with the flow? Just because the world wants everyone to vote for Kamala, we're going to vote for Kamala. Just because the Democrats, have Meg Thee Stallion shaking her ass on stage, we're going to vote for Kamala. That's madness. That's ridiculous. What you're telling people is that they shouldn't think for themselves. They shouldn't have a brain. They shouldn't formulate their own thoughts and opinions. Just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Anybody that's black in here, what did mama used to say to you? What did mama used to say to you if you had that real foundational black mother? If your friends jumped off the roof, you're going to jump off the roof with them? Didn't your black mama used to say that? If your friends jump off the roof, you're going to jump off the roof with them? That's basically what you're saying. You're saying that black people should go with the flow. Go with the rhythm. Don't think for yourself. Don't formulate your own thoughts. Don't have your own independent thoughts that you should be going, because a lot of black people collectively, they feel like, they're going on their own thoughts and how they feel. And they're looking at the state of the economy. They're looking at the inflation. They're looking at what's going on in the foreign, politics realm. All these wars going on in different places. And they realize that we need, somebody that's better for the job. And it damn sure ain't Kamala Harris. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it, y'all.
Videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so?
She is talking out of side of her. Listen. Let me say this first and foremost. If you are a Democratic candidate, this is just from now on. If you are a Democratic candidate and you expect the black vote, you should never, never allow this rhetoric to come out of the side of your mouth.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
From here and now on, if you are a Democratic candidate, you should never allow this was her fatal mistake to me. This was a fatal mistake for her, in my opinion. If you are a Democratic candidate and you expect black people to come out, twerk, pop bottles at the voting booth and vote for you, you should never allow this trash to come out the side of your mouth.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Never. 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 Don't expect black people to come out and shuck and jive and high five for you if you're going to say that. Because you have already pledged not to do anything for the black community. So from here on now on, this was a fatal mistake. I don't know who was in charge of this interview, who allowed her to say that, who didn't allow her to cut that from the interview. But at me as a black voter, when I saw that, that was it for me. I was over her. She wasn't going to get my vote anyway. I'm going to keep it a buck. She wasn't going to get my vote anyway. But that was the nail in the coffin. When I saw that, that was the nail in the coffin for me. Because you already let it be known that you're not working for black people. So we have no reason to vote for you.
So disrespectful. Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president.
You're making a video shaming people into voting for her. So okay, you won't trash the Democrats because you're bootlicking. You're licking the heel. You're licking the soles of the shoe. You're French kissing the tongue. You're French kissing the inside of the shoe. You won't say nothing disparagingly about her, but you'll say something disparagingly about the people that don't want to vote for her. You'll make a video poking fun at people not voting for her. You shame people and lash out at people that won't vote for her. Is that what you're telling me, Ricky Smiley? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That you don't have no problem licking the boots of the political left, but you have no problem shaming everybody else when it comes to not voting for her? Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hold on. We got to take some time out to hit the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, y'all, before we get back into it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button right now.
What a thrill.
It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
And silence through the night.
A lot of y'all are in the darkness and the silence. Hit that like button.
What a thrill.
It's a thrill to be here with you, but hit that like button, man.
I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
A lot of y'all are searching and melting for the like button and for the subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Playing around with y'all. Hit it to the beat. Hit it to the beat. Hit it to the beat. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into
the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way and try to redo and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose, your voting rights. And
Wait a minute, Ricky Smiley. Aren't you a Christian? Ricky Smiley, you're a Christian. But you're sitting up here talking about women's rights? Are you talking about the right to have an abortion? Or is that what you're talking about, Ricky Smiley? You're a Christian. Aren't you pro-choice? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, We just opened up another can of worms, if you ask me. Ricky Smiley, you are a Christian man. You're not talking about women's right to vote. You're not talking about a woman's right to have a CEO job. You're not talking about women's rights to be paid fairly. You're talking about women to have the right to have an abortion. Are you not, sir? Fire! Am I bugging? So you're a Christian man supporting abortion? I thought Christians were pro-life. See, this is what the Democrats do. The Democrats are so evil. They will have you challenging your own morals and ethics as a human being. Here you are, a Christian man. More than likely, you're pro-choice. You believe that a woman should have the baby, right? Maybe in your heart, you probably feel like in certain occasions of, a woman being, violated, or, we know the specific cases, right? Where a woman should have those things awarded to her, right? But in reality, when it comes to just, two consenting adults having a child, Ricky Smiley, you believe that those two people should have that baby and take care of that baby. Is that not true? As a Christian man, you believe that, Ricky Smiley. But the Democrats got you licking boots and have you supporting abortion as a Christian man? We just opened up a whole new can of worms with that one. They got you going against your morals and your ethics as a human being. They got you going against your morals and ethics, Ricky Smiley. Crazy. Because I know Ricky Smiley is a Christian man. Somebody said he's far from religious. Well, listen, I don't know how religious he is or isn't he, but I remember Ricky Smiley from back in the day. Ricky Smiley was like a Christian comedy. He wasn't like a dirty comic. He did a lot of. He was like in that almost in that realm of a Tyler Perry almost. All of his comedy was kind of like Christian based. That's what I remember Ricky Smiley from. Like, I remember him doing Christian comedy. Now, I don't know if he went secular with it and just, I don't know all of that, but I know he came from the Christian realm. He was like doing Christian comedy. So I know that he's a Christian man. So I just find it very interesting that he's over here supporting it now. When I know most Christians are pro-life. Very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. Again, if you have anything that you want to add to the discussion, anything that you want to add to the dialogue, please put it in a super chat. We put respect on donors here. We put respect on the donors here. Let's get back into it, though.
Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework, black
hold
people.
up. Let me just tell you something right here that could be very historic, and Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in.
She could be sworn
on
in
MLK Day
by the first black Supreme
and
Court.
Possibly.
We don't care about these celebratory token Negroes taking office. We don't care about that. That's not moving me to vote. That's not moving me to vote. Oh, we could have Kamala Harris taking office on MLK Day, and she could be sworn in by the first black, Supreme Court justice, on Black Friday, and it was Kwanzaa that week. I don't care. That's not moving me to vote. Black people are suffering. Inflation is weighing us all down. The economy is weighing us all down. Our country is in turmoil. I don't care that, if Kamala Harris takes office, she could get sworn in on MLK Day and first week of Kwanzaa, Black Friday, third week from Juneteenth. And see, that's what the Democrats also, that's another thing how the Democrats operate. They operate in tokenism. They operate in tokenism, not in things in things that are tangible. Think about it. When that George Floyd thing happened, all of these cities burning down, riots, looting. That was the time for the government to say, you know what? We're going to make a hate crime bill specifically for black people. That was their time to do that. Cities burning down. People tired of seeing black men and women being assassinated on camera. That was the time for the Democrats to say, we are pushing a hate crime bill that will protect black citizens from white supremacist officers. What did they do? What did they do, y'all? What did they do instead? They gave George Floyd a damn statue. Fast forward a couple months later. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. I'm telling a story. Stay with me. Fast forward a couple months later, a pandemic happened. Walk with me. A pandemic happened. There was a certain demographic that was being targeted by people. It was a certain demographic of people. I'm not going to talk about them, but it was a certain demographic of people that was being targeted after the pandemic. They gave them a hate crime bill within weeks. I'm talking about the Asian hate crime bill. A pandemic happens, and listen, I'm not against anyone being incentivized. I'm not against any community being incentivized. I think that the Asian community deserves to be incentivized for that, and I think that they deserve that law because there were Asian people being targeted and hurt when that thing was happening. So I'm pro that bill. But here you have the history of black people being assassinated on camera, going back to from back in the days. I mean, we can go back. We can go back in the day of black people being assassinated on camera, by officers, up until George Floyd. That was the time for the Democrats to move and do something for black people collectively and say we're going to give them we're going to give them a crime bill that's going to protect black citizens from white supremacist officers. That was their time to move for us, do something for us, incentivize us. They said, no, we're going to give them a statue. A statue, y'all. I'm just showing you how the Democrats operate. They operate in tokenism. And you're seeing it right now because this woman is telling you, look, this is what we can have, y'all. We can have Kamala be sworn in by the first black Supreme Court judge on MLK Day, y'all. That's what we can have if we vote for her. We don't want tokenism. We want results. Black people want results. They want someone in office that's going to work for them.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Absolutely ridiculous.
By Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does that not give you chills?
Come on. Stop it.
That does not give me chills whatsoever. It does not. That does not give me chills. That gives me the runs. That gives me diarrhea. Black people are tired of the tokenism. We are tired of the tokenism. I don't care that Kamala Harris is going to be sworn in by the first Black Supreme Court justice on MLK Day. I'm tired of the tokenism. Tokenism is not what we need right now. We need actual intangible things. We need things that we can tangibly feel, things that we can tangibly see, things that we can tangibly benefit from. We're not going to do any of that with this. And that's how, you know, that's how the Democrats operate. They operate in tokenism. Here you get a token. You don't get any change. You don't get any incentives. You get the tokenism. It's the same thing with Barack Obama. Was this not the same thing with Barack Obama? They gave black people tokenism. Think about it. Think about Barack Obama's presidency. He didn't do anything specifically for black people. He didn't work towards our agendas. He didn't incentivize us in any way. He did everything else for every other community, but he did nothing for black people. The Democrats gave us tokenism. Here's your token black president. I know he won't do anything for you. I know he won't work for you. I know he won't work on your agendas. He won't incentivize you. But here's your token black president. Be happy. We're going to stay on this point for a second because a lot of y'all need to wake up from the Democratic fever dream. This is how the Democrats operate. Tokenism. You've seen it first with Barack Obama. He was a president that campaigned on what, y'all? Change. Hope. A new tomorrow. He campaigned on he's the face of change. He's the face of progression. He campaigned on that. A lot of black people felt galvanized to vote for him. He's the first black president, y'all. He's gonna get in office. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. He's gonna be different now. We finally got a black man in office. He's gonna do something now. That wasn't the case. He did nothing for black people. He didn't feel galvanized to do nothing for black people. Think about it. He received 100% of the black vote. 100% of the black vote did nothing for them. This is how the Democrats operate. They operate in tokenism. They give you your black president. Here you guys go. Your black president, guys. He has a nice smile. He has great charm. He can talk. He's a great orator. He can talk to the crowd. He can galvanize the crowd. Don't you guys love your black president? When in reality, he's not a black president. He has sugar daddies in high places that he will be belling out. He's possibly, a closeted, man. I don't know. This is just my opinion. I think that Barack Obama possibly may have been closeted. And he did things to incentivize the LGBTQ community. Listen, that's his thing. But the Democrats, they gave you your token. They gave you your token black president. That's what she's speaking of. Hey guys, you're gonna have Kamala Harris being sworn in by a black judge, and it's on MLK Day. Don't you guys love the tokenism? The tokenism. I'm tired of tokenism as a black voter. I'm tired of tokenism. We can't benefit from tokenism. I can't benefit from Kamala Harris being sworn in by a black judge. That does nothing for me. Again, if you have anything you want to add to the discussion, anything you want to add to the dialogue, put it in a super chat. We put respect on the donors here. We put respect on all donors. I would love to hear what any of you guys have to say. I would love to hear it. But let's get back into what they're talking about here.
Does that not send
Maria?
Absolutely, it does not for me.
The whole body vibrate.
Maria,
oh my God.
Your whole body vibrating. Just to get a woman that ain't even black sworn in by another bootlicking Democratic judge with the white husband. That's what I'm hearing. Tokenism. Sinclair said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, y'all. That's an absolute fact.
What a thrill.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, y'all.
Darkness and silence through the night.
We got about 200 people in here. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, Hit that like button, y'all.
I'm searching and I'm melting to you.
A lot of y'all are searching and melting for that like button. Hit that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button right now. Let's get back into this. Let's get back into this madness.
Deep in the net. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority.
Here we go. The Boule. More Boule Negroes. You got a member of Delta Sigma. What is that doing for the average black voter? Is voting for a woman that's a part of Delta Sigma, is that gonna fix the is that gonna help you with the groceries in your house? Is that gonna pay your rent? Is that gonna fix the economy? Voting for a member of the Delta Sigma, girls with candy canes, dancing. Is that gonna fix the cost of living in the country? Girls with candy canes coming out in jackets, doing their little dances. That doesn't galvanize me. I'm sorry. That doesn't galvanize me. That doesn't make me. That doesn't have me running to the booth to vote. That doesn't make me want to go to the voting booth, man. It really doesn't. It really does not. It really does not. I mean, it's not moving me.
They incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Here we go. More Boule. Now we got the Kappas involved. More black women with candy canes doing synchronized dances, hazing each other, making them sleep with dudes, just to get into a sorority. That's not making me want to go to the voting poll and vote. I don't care about this. This doesn't put food on the table. This doesn't fix the economy. This doesn't change the affairs around the globe, does it? Sinclair says, I belong to Kappa Kega Brew. Oh, really? Kappa Kega Brew. Yeah, man. A bunch of women, black women with candy canes, doing synchronized dances, And please don't think that they're not still hazing. They are still hazing. A lot of hazing going on. It still goes on to this day. A lot of those women and men are still being hazed.
Sorority incorporated into the damn White House. What's wrong with y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK holiday.
But y'all mad.
Or tokenism. Think about it. I want y'all to, especially if you're black. Listen, if you're black, you need to open up your ears. Look at all the tokenism that they're throwing at you. They're throwing a lot of tokenism at you. Oh, she can get sworn in on MLK Day. One of them is a Kappa, another of them is part of Delta. They're 2 black women. All tokenism. They haven't thrown Kamala doing anything for black people because we know she's not.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
Most people tell you to vote. Like, hear me out. Most people tell you to vote because they say, well, you should vote for Kamala because she's going to work on a reparations bill. You should vote for Kamala because she's gonna work on a bill that's going to protect black citizens from white supremacist officers. That's what most people should tell. That's what most people, that's what most people would be galvanized to vote for. Oh, okay, you're giving me an incentive to vote. Okay, she's going to do this. Okay, this is what she's working on. Okay. Oh, she has this track record. Let's say if Kamala Harris was a community organizer, or if she was like a mayor or maybe a governor, and she had a great track record of helping, doing things for the community, fixing the community. And she was running on, I want to do this for the black community. Maybe I can't work on a reparations bill, but I absolutely want to work on a hate crime bill that's going to protect black citizens. That's what these people should be using their platforms to talk about. They're talking about tokenism. We're going to have 2, black people. One of them is going to be a judge and one of them is going to be sworn in, and it's on MLK Day, and one of them was Kappa, one of them is Delta. This is all tokenism. You're not telling me anything that's going to benefit me, anything that's going to benefit my vote, anything that's going to benefit my agenda, anything that's going to incentivize me and the black populace. Will C. I sent Will C to the block party. Welcome to the block party, Will C. Since you thought reparations were so funny, I've sent you to the block party, Will. Pick me up some watermelon. Pick me up some Kool-Aid, fruit punch. I would need the fruit punch at the block party. And pick up a bucket of KFC, Will C. Welcome to the block party, sir. Welcome to the block party. Since you think reparations is so funny, Will C. Welcome to the block party, sir. Let's continue.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity?
Alpha Phi Alpha, Delta, Kappa Kappa. They throwing all of these bootlicking, Democratic Negroes at your right and left. None of it is affecting your economy. None of it is going to help you with the price of groceries. None of it is going to fix your mortgage. How about this? None of the things that they're telling you, if you're a young man, let's say you're a young man, you just did college, got out of college, got that good job, and you and your girlfriend, you're trying to buy a home, or you and your wife are trying to buy a home. None of the things that they're telling you is going to help you buy a home. Why isn't Ricky Smiley saying, well, Kamala Harris is going to do this. She's going to do this, and she's going to fix this, and she's first day in office, she's going to work on this. You throwing all of this Kappa Phi Kappa, Alpha Phi Alpha, you know, a bunch of black women with candy canes doing synchronized dances. That's not moving me, sir. That's not moving me. That's not moving me. I'm sorry. That is not moving me.
Incorporated.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on now. Come on now. You got to vote for Kamala. He's a Delta. Kappa Phi Kappa. Delta Phi Delta. Come on now. It's a lot of Democratic bootlicking going on right now. It's a lot of Democratic bootlicking. That boot is soaking wet right now. That boot is soaking wet right now.
Oh my God, that just gave me chills. That gave me chills.
And you know why that's giving him chills? Because he's a boule. You know? He probably got hazed, you know. He probably got hazed or something. Allegedly, he probably got hazed, you know. And you know those hazes are real. They're real zesty. Let's just say that. You know, you got guys, you know, hobbled up in one room, half naked. One of his frat brothers, they put a hot dog in his ear. They put a hot dog in his mouth. They tell him to pass it to his frat brother. Pass this hot dog to your frat brother. They passing off glizzies to one another. It's a glizzy party in a basement of the frat house. Whole lot of boule going on here. Whole lot of boule going on here. It's a whole lot of boule going on here.
Change it, dog.
Game.
Man,
Talk about game.
Y'all better come get me
sports.
out.
Y'all better.
This radio today.
Come get him.
Hey, you can keep going. You want to keep going, dog?
He's salivating at the mouth. He's thinking about those late frat nights. You know, and like I said, you know, none of this is going to help black people in America. You know, I think as a black radio host, the responsibility for you as a black radio, this is just my opinion, this is just how I feel. The responsibility of you as a black radio host is to talk to the black populace and talk to things that will, you know, directly affect and impact them. Not to shame them and you know, punish them or try to make fun of them because they don't want to support the person that you know, have close ties to or that you're supporting. He dropped the ball on that, if you ask me. He did not tell his black populace, as of yet. I'm about halfway through this clip. He did not inform his black, you know, audience on the things that Kamala Harris is doing for the black community. What is she doing for the black community?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Is she going to help the black community?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Is she going to fix the black community?
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
I'm just saying, it's like, you know, you're telling your black audience, because he has a black audience, you're telling your black audience, you know, about, you know, how she's a Kappa and how the Supreme Court justice that's going to that would be swearing her in would be, you know, part of a sorority, and she's a part of a sorority. None of this is going to affect black people. None of this is going to affect black people, you know, in any way. It's none of this is going to galvanize them to vote, because you know, black people have awoken. They are tired of the tokenism. I'm tired of the tokenism. Absolutely. Hey, Jason Tripp Smith. This is your first and last warning. Stop spamming. You said your piece. That's it. Don't spam. Stop spamming in the chat. Stop spamming in the chat. All right, stop spamming in the chat. Or I'm gonna have my overseer deal with you personally. That she goes by the name of Sinclair. She's gonna deal with you personally. Stop spamming in the chat. We're gonna send you to the block party if you start spamming. Learn how to act. Learn how to act, man.
You want to keep
today?
going?
Oh, they ain't gonna be mad at you today, Rick.
Hey,
I don't care. Well, stop the music.
Go, dog. Go.
I don't care.
I'm licking the boots of the political left. I don't care what none of you black people say. I'm licking the boots of the political left. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you just want to lick the boots of the political left, Ricky Smiley. That's what I'm hearing. I don't hear informed information. I don't hear, you telling us what Kamala Harris is going to do, incentivize for the black community and black populace. I'm not hearing that. I'm just hearing that you're happy that she's a part of the Deltas. You think that she's black and you want to vote for her. You haven't told me, most people like white people, right? White people, even Hispanic people, most, ethnicities, they go into the voting poll with, okay, these are the agendas. These are the agendas that she's running for. This is why I'm voting for her, because she has these agendas and I'm voting for. You think that your audience is so dumb, so docile, that you're not giving them anything that they should be voting for. You're just telling them that she's a part of a sorority and she's possibly black. Give them something that they can sink their teeth into. Give them something that they could feel good about voting for her. You haven't said anything, in my opinion. That's a fact. Sinclair says you're a guest in the chat. Act accordingly. That's a fact. All of you are guests here. All right? Learn how to act, or my overseer is going to deal with you personally. She goes by the name of Big Sinclair. My overseer will be dealing with you personally. 100 lashes to the back. Off the rip. And a first invitational to the block party. Yeah, y'all gotta learn how to act in that chat, man. Listen, man. If Sinclair sends you to the block party, she sends you to the block party. I can't do nothing for you, bro. Don't hit me on an email. Don't hit me up in the comment section. Oh, can you unblock me? I want to come back in the lives. If Sinclair block you, that's it. I can't help you. If Sinclair determines that you belong in the block party, you belong in the block party. I'm sorry, sir. Let's continue.
About who get mad. I know I'm right.
Exactly.
I know I'm right. He doesn't even think for a second that he may be wrong. The man is under strong delusion. He doesn't even think for one solitary second that he may be wrong. You may be wrong. You may be wrong, Ricky Smiley, that this woman is not for the black community. You may be wrong. Well, I don't think that you may be wrong. I know you're wrong. I don't know how anybody that's black could vote for somebody that had this rhetoric come out of their mouths.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
So I know you're wrong. But you are under strong delusion, brother. You are under strong delusion, Ricky Smiley. Very strong delusion.
No, I'm right.
I know I'm right. He doesn't even want to have the discussion that he may be wrong, or have an articulate discussion with his audience. You know, he got a bunch of bootlickers in the studio with him. Bunch of yes men saying yes to whatever he says. But he doesn't even want to have the articulate discussions that he may be wrong, that you may be wrong. Maybe what you're thinking is wrong. Maybe your support for Kamala is just you licking the Democratic boots and not actually voting for something that you should be voting for. He doesn't even want to have the articulate discussions. And that's dangerous. When you get to a point where you don't even want to have the discussions, you don't even want to sit down with people and have the articulate discussions and dialogue with them. You're in a dangerous place. Then you're just licking Democratic boot just because you just like the taste at that point. You just like the taste. You just like the taste at that point. I know I'm right.
Y'all need to stop.
Y'all need to stop.
Y'all realize Medgar Evers died for voting rights? All these people that...
Again, what did I tell you earlier in this stream? That's how these Democrats operate. They operate in shaming you to vote. They don't operate in giving you things on why you should vote. You should be voting because Kamala's doing this. You should be voting because Kamala... They're not giving you that. They don't want to give you that. They want to shame you into voting. Hey, Medgar Evers was fighting for our right to vote. Let me say this again. None of the ancestors fought for the right for you to vote for the Democrats for the next 50 years. None of them fought for that. None of them. None of our ancestors fought for the right for you to vote for Democrats for the next 50 years. None of them fought for that. They fought for the right for you to vote. To vote. They laid down, the groundwork. They fought, and we received the right to vote. We have it now. Salute to the ancestors. They did not fight for you to vote for the Democratic left for 50 years and receive nothing, not be incentivized, for them to work on your agendas, to sit on your hopes and dreams, to incentivize everybody else, but, not do anything for you. They didn't fight for that. But see, that's how these Democrats operate. They operate in shaming you. Roland Martin does it. Joy Reid does it. Ricky Smiley's doing it now. They operate in shaming you to vote. They're not giving you a reason to vote. They're not saying this is why you should be voting because she's going to do this, this, and this. She's going to help with this, this, and this. Everybody else is operating like that. But when it comes to the black vote, they want to shame you. They want to chastise you into voting. To have you make an uneducated vote. Shame on them. Shame on them. And to use the ancestors, that's very low, very low.
They have risked their life from slavery up into the civil rights movement just so we can have an opportunity to do what we do.
Somebody said you're doing it. How am I doing it? I'm telling black people to think for themselves. I'm telling black people to vote for, vote for. I'm not telling black people who they should vote for. I'm not saying that, you should not vote for Kamala. If you want to dye your hair the same color as a cock, use pronouns and things of that nature, then go ahead and vote. I can't sway you anyway. If that's the point. I'm telling you that the Democrats have been using black people for over 50 years. I'm an independent. I'm not telling people to vote for Kamala. I'm not telling people to vote for Donald Trump. I'm an independent. I'm not voting for neither one of these people. I'm telling black people to be educated on a vote. I'm telling black people to do some research on a vote. I'm telling black people maybe you shouldn't vote for somebody who has this type of rhetoric.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
That's what I'm doing, sir. What are you doing? Besides licking the boots of the political left. What are you doing, sir? Besides licking the boots of the political left. What are you doing?
To do what we can do. We ain't seen nothing like this since Barack Obama was running for president.
Oh my goodness. And did we not learn from Barack Obama? Did we not learn from Barack Obama? Did we not learn our lesson from Barack Obama? I think the one thing that black people learned from Barack Obama is that, you know, we learned that we shouldn't vote just because, you know, somebody looks like us and tells us everything that we want to hear. We need somebody that's going to work for us and that's going to incentivize us. Obama tricked the black community. I don't know if I just want to let a lot of you white people already know. He tricked a lot of black voters. He tricked a lot of black voters. A lot of black people thought that he was, you know, honestly going to change things. He was actually going to fix things. You know, we actually thought that he was, you know, as crazy as it seemed, we thought he was going to be changed for us. We actually thought that. And we got taken advantage of. He incentivized the LGBTQ. He bailed out big corporation, and he looked at us, you know. I can't do nothing for you niggas, man. That's what he told us. That's what he told us, you know. That's what he told us. And we got taken advantage of. Ricky Smiley, I don't even want to hear no more Ricky Smiley. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so disappointed, so disgusted. You are licking the boots of the political left. It's just so disappointing to see the Democrats use these entertainers for their narrative. They're using them. They are absolutely using these black entertainers to trick people into voting for the Democratic left. They're using them. There's literally no way else to put it. There's no way else to say it. There's no way else to look at it. They're using them. They're using black people, and they're using black entertainers to trick people into voting for the Democratic left. You know? And I found it funny how he said, do your research. If black people do their research on Kamala Harris, they're gonna find this.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
They're gonna find this. They're gonna find that clip, and when they find that clip, they're gonna feel disgusted. They're gonna feel outraged. They're gonna feel like, you know, she spit in their faces. Here I am, a black man or a black woman, voting for you, supporting you, and you won't work for our agenda and you won't incentivize us? When you're doing it for every other community, I would feel outraged. I feel outraged. Chief. Welcome to the block party, Chief. Welcome to the block party, Chief. Welcome to the block party. Welcome to the block party, man. That's how quick it is. Welcome to the block party. I'm not even gonna tell you why. Welcome to the block party, though. Yeah, but I'm just really disgusted with this, with his rhetoric and how they're tricking black people into voting for the Democrats. They're tricking them. They don't want black people to think for themselves, to have their own thoughts, their own opinions, to formulate their own, vote, to have the rationality to say, you know what, this year, I'm not going to vote this year. I'm going to sit this one out because Kamala Harris and the Democrats, they haven't been really working for us. And Donald Trump, he's a felon. I don't really like the rhetoric he's coming with. I'm going to sit on my vote this year. They don't want black people to have that educated guess. They don't want them to have that.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
They don't want us to have that rhetoric. They don't want us to have that stream of consciousness. They don't want us to think for ourselves, know for ourselves, be independent thinkers. They don't want us to be independent thinkers. Ricky Smiley, why don't you want us to be independent thinkers? Why don't you want us to think for ourselves? Why don't you want us to make an educated vote? You sat on a platform, sir, respectfully, sir. And I'm saying respectfully. I do have respect for this man. I have respect for him. So don't think I don't have respect. I do have respect for Ricky Smiley. But you sat on a platform and you didn't tell black people, one, the truth. Two, you didn't tell black people what you didn't tell black people what Kamala Harris was going to do for them. Why should black people go to the voting poll and vote for Kamala Harris? You did not give them a reason. You talked about how she was a Delta, she was in a sorority, how you think she's a black woman. You ran off all of these different things. Sorority, she may be a black woman. The first Supreme Court justice, which is black, is going to swear her in, and MLK Day. You gave us all of this tokenism, but you did not give us a reason, a tangible reason to vote for her.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Why is that? Do you want the black voter to be ignorant? Do you want them to just go to the poll and just vote aimlessly, not make an educated vote? Because that's what it sounds like to me. And I want to say shame on Ricky Smiley, because you didn't do your due diligence, because you went on your platform and you said, oh, y'all need to do the research. I need to do this. But it sounds like you didn't do the research to me, sir.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
It sounds like you didn't do the research, Ricky Smiley. It sounds like you don't know much about this woman's background. It sounds like you don't know much about this woman, that you don't know much about anything. Because you didn't talk about her policies. You didn't talk about the things that she's running on. You didn't talk about the things that she's been saying in her campaign speeches. You did not say any of that, sir.
Fire! 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 Fire!
You're titillated because she's, part of a sorority, and that she's a black woman, and that she's going to be sworn in on MLK Day. Where's the agendas? Where's the agendas? Where's the agendas? I'm just disgusted. I'm really disgusted. 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Let me just hear just a little bit more of this. So this a tad bit more of this. Tad bit more of this. If you guys can withstand, can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? Or can you stand the strain? Because I'm straining, hearing all of this bootlicking that he's doing for the political left. I'm straining. I'm clenching butt cheeks right now. No diddy. But I'm strained right now.
In 2008, we need to stop.
The great
We need to stop.
John Lewis.
they're throwing off all of these, you know, Democratic people. They throwing everything they can at this political bootlicking.
Right, John Lewis and Ralph Abernathy. You know, all of these people that have paved the way for us. We are the new civil rights leaders. We got to get behind.
How are you the new civil rights leaders?
Fire!
Ricky Smiley, how are you the new civil rights leaders when you're telling you're telling your black audience to make an uneducated vote? You're not informing them on policy. You're telling your black listeners just to vote because she's a part of a sorority and you think that she's black. And how are you doing the civil rights work? Ricky Smiley, I don't see you talking to Congress about reparations or a hate crime bill. How are you doing the work? I didn't see you out there with Tariq Nasheed down there in DC during the reparations march. I didn't see you down there. How are you doing the work? You said you just blurted out of your mouth, sir, that you were you were the new civil rights. I don't see you doing the work for black people. I see you doing the work for the political left. I see you licking boots over there, licking bootstraps. So how are you the new civil rights when you ain't working for the people? You working for the Democrats. You working for Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe, Benadryl Joe, Night Crow Joe, Daytime Joe, Nighttime and Daytime Cough Joe.
And people like Ben Crump and Kamala.
They throwing out all these. They throwing every name they can to the hoping it sticks.
Kamala Harris and all these people out here that's doing like Roland Martin and
Roland Martin. That's all, folks. Roland Martin looks like he got at least 5 butter biscuits lodged in his jaw at all times. How was Roland Martin the new civil rights? How are they the new civil rights? You can't listen, you can't put none of the people that they name, they couldn't stand next to a MLK. And I'm no fan of MLK, but you can't even put them next to MLK. You can't put them next to a Malcolm X. You can't. You can't put none of these people that they're naming next to a Black Panther that were out there fighting. You know, you can't put none of these people that they name next to a Muhammad Ali. None of them. None of the people that they name, you could put them next. They can't hold their jock straps. None of them people none of them people. Every single one of them, except for the Mega Evers. Mega Evers was legit. But any of the newer people that they named, they can't hold the candle to those people that was really out there during the civil rights, really putting in the groundwork, really at them riots, really at them, them sit-ins and stuff like that. They can't. Listen, Roland Martin. You're gonna compare Roland Martin to a Malcolm X? Come on now. Come on, bro. You're comparing bootlickers. You're comparing Democratic bootlickers to revolutionaries. You are comparing black revolutionaries to Democratic bootlickers. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
And all of these people that's out here, and Joy Reid, if you want to be educated.
God. Joy Reid? The black woman cosplaying as a white woman? How many times do you think Joy Reid dyes her hair blonde? How many platinum blonde too? You supposed to be the black woman correspondent. You supposed to have natural hair, curly. You supposed to have natural hair, Joy Reid. You up there with a silk press blonde perm. You supposed to be embodying and be the voice of everything black, Joy Reid, when it comes to, being a correspondent for CNN and stuff like that. You supposed to be, you're the black correspondent. But you got a bunch of Democratic bootlickers in there. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Yeah, Joy Reid just rubs me wrong. She just rubs me the wrong way. Let's continue.
If you really want to know the truth, all you got
But keep in mind, is he trying to say that Ricky Smiley is Ricky Smiley trying to say that he, Roland Martin, Joy Reid, or is he trying to say that they're the new civil rights? Because I'm telling you right now, ain't none of them hold the candle to none of those real revolutionaries. Like I said, you're comparing black revolutionaries, people like Malcolm X, MLK, Medgar Evers. You're comparing black revolutionaries to Democratic bootlickers. Non-incentivized Democratic bootlickers. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I've had it. I mean, after calling Joy Reid and Roland Martin civil rights, the new civil rights, I'm just disgusted. I can't hear no more. I'm done. This nigga just said, Joy Reid and Roland Martin is the new civil rights. After that, I don't need to hear no more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done after that. I'm done. I can't hear no more after that. That's Roland Martin, Joy Reid, and Ricky Smiley is the new civil rights. If that's the case, we're in bad shape we're in bad shape as a people. We are in absolutely bad shape as a people, if that's true. And there's a famous saying. It's a famous saying from a president that said, "You will never have another black leader that comes from us." Anybody know the quote? You will never have another black leader that comes from the people. The next black leader, we will create him. Anybody know where that quote comes from? I know I kind of butchered it. Anybody know where that quote comes from? You will never have another black leader that comes from the people. The next black leader, we will create him. You're seeing that in live action today. Absolutely sad, absolutely ridiculous. He called Joy Reid, Roland Martin, Ricky Smiley the new civil rights. Wow. I know he was feeling it, and that's how church people are. when church people get going, they start blurting out anything. You know how it is in that, because Ricky Smiley, he comes from a church background, and in church, when that pastor, and they said, on the first day, they start blurting things out. You know how that pastor do. You know how that Christian pastor, pork chop preacher do. They start blurting out things. They start reaching and stuff like that. I think he was reaching when he said that. He was blurting things out and just reaching. I don't think anyone in America considers Joy Reid, Ricky Smiley, and Roland Martin civil rights leaders. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely effing not. Absolutely not. They lick too much boots. They lick too many boots. Too many boots have been licked for you to be fighting for the rights of black people. You're licking too many boots. We cannot take you. We cannot take you. But with that being said, guys, listen, man. We got a lot to get to, man. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. The election season is upon us. We're going to have a lot of dialogues. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got a new member. Salute to the new member that joined. I think her name was Mother Nature. That's what's her name. Salute to Mother Nature for becoming a member. Salute to that woman. Salute to Mother Nature for becoming a member. But guys, we're going to have more discussions on politics. We're going to have more discussions on Kamala Harris. And Kamala sexuals, don't feel like butthurt. We're going to get to Trump. Don't worry. We're going to get to Trump. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it on the microphone. We're going to get to Trump. But a lot of you just got your, you're really aggy, you're tight. Listen, we're going to get to Trump eventually. We're going to get to him. You just wait. But the reality of the situation is black people have been voting for the Democrats for 50 years. For 50 years, they've been voting for them. For 50 years, they've been voting for the Democratic left. So we have to talk about Kamala. We have to go in on her. We have to go on the Democrats. We have to. Black people haven't been voting for conservatives for 50 years. So that's why I'm more obligated to talk about, Kamala Harris and the political left. I have to. Because we have been taken advantage of as a people. We have been taken advantage of for voting for them for that long and not getting anything incentivized. Listen. First and foremost, we're about to close out tonight. I want to give a salute to Sinclair for putting in that mod work. Salute to Sinclair for putting in that mod work. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you join the channel. We want you a part of the channel. We want you a part of our family. Make sure you're checked in here. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have been entertained as well as enlightened. I am your host, True and Living. God willing, I will see you guys tomorrow with another stream talking about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The election season is upon us, y'all. But with that being said, y'all guys have a blessed night, man. We are out of here. You have a good night.
What a thrill. With darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.